Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You're gardening with Creations by DX & Co. Today I wanted to go ahead and finish off this project we've been working on where we got our apple seeds and our green pear seeds to germinate inside the paper towel. I showed you guys that method on how to germinate some seeds, and if you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and stop this one, go check out that video on how to get these seeds germinated. And today we're going to finish off the project on how you actually plant those seeds. So let me get started with that. Let me show you where I started. I took one of these seedling trays basically and filled it up with some dirt that I had, actually a 4-inch pot here, or 6-inch, excuse me, pot that I had left over. I went ahead and took that soil, put it into here, got this soil nice and damp as I've showed you in some other videos, and got the soil prepped and ready. And today we're going to go ahead and start transplanting our seeds. Now I don't have any labels prepared up, so I'll label them a little bit later, but I did show you in that one of the other videos on how to utilize yogurt containers as quick label makers. So you guys can go ahead and check that one out here, and I'll try to link that in the description below towards the end of this video. So I'm going to get started today by first taking out my seeds. As you can see, I planted these seeds on 3/3. Today is now, for those of you keeping track, today is 3/12. So we're not even, we're just about a full week, a little more than a full week here, and we're ready to plant our apple seeds so we can get some apple trees growing. They say one of the best investments you can make in life is spending money on fruit trees now and getting them planted. So starting today for the future growth of your apple trees is a wonderful thing to do. So the first thing we want to do is take the seeds out, go ahead and slowly open up our paper there as to not damage the seeds that are rooting. Look at that magnificent growth in as little as a week, and this is really me waiting too long. I could have done this at any point in time. You can see actually this one here is actually leaves that are forming. It's no longer a seed. I'll show you the difference. You see this one here, you see that black tip there, that's the seed that the leaves are actually starting to sprout out of. So not only do we have great root growth, we actually have leaves starting to form. So we definitely want to get these planted, and you can see not every single one was viable. Like we've got one here that didn't sprout any root, and that's okay. That's why I took all the apple seeds and did as many. Now you'll notice here that this actually grows right into the paper towel. So it's difficult, like how do you get that out without damaging the root? Well, you tear the paper around it so that you have something easier to work with, and then you just kind of crumble and rip that paper. Careful not to rip the root itself. Now, on a root like this, look how thick this root has become. This root is really nice and thick. Root is really long. So that's all we're going to do is take that seed out. I'm going to take my finger. I packed this soil really tight because I wanted it to be dense later when I transplant these. So I'm going to take my finger. I'm just going to poke that in there as far down as I can go because of how long this root is. And I'm going to go ahead and get that right down in there, pack it in there just like that. I'm gonna actually come back with a little bit more dirt, excuse me, and cover this back up and mist it, so it's okay that it's a little exposed right now. With the one that has a leaf on it, I'm gonna leave that exposed, but that's all there is to it. That's all you have to do. Now these other seeds that didn't sprout, like this one here, I could go ahead and take that and keep it in there and give it some time. You can keep going with this project. For now, I'm not going to keep going. I'm just going to count that one as a dud because I'm not worried about growing that many apple trees. I don't have a full acre of property here. I only have about 1/3 of an acre, so I can only fit so many trees. So I've actually got about 4 or 5 started at the moment, and sure, you could use this as a project to sell an apple tree later on if you have sources or something, and that may be something we do in the future, but it's not something my wife and I have decided on now. So here's another great example of another apple seed or that's sprouting. And so I'm going to go ahead and just again poke a hole straight with my finger in the dirt. Can't be afraid to get your hands dirty while gardening. I'm going to put that taproot straight down, and I'm going to, well, this root is so long that I didn't even get it deep enough. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in there further, get it covered up. And again, here's another seed that actually is starting to split, it looks like, and starting to root. So I could do one of two things here. Because I know it's starting to split and starting to root, I could plant that one in hopes that it pops up. But again, like I said, I don't need that many, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna look at the, I don't know if you can see that there. This one's really long, started growing. It's growing all the way down the paper towel there. So I'm going to slowly pull this one, and because that's such a thick root, I didn't have to tear it out. I could just pull it out, and it didn't do any damage to the root. So go ahead and get that one planted here as well. And with this one, I'm gonna try to curl the root a little bit while planting it, because it's so long that it's gonna grow right out the bottom. Hoping the root will kind of form up in here and maybe curl a little bit. That might allow this to form a little bit better when I go to transplant it. It won't be sticking out the bottom. And you can see I left that green sprouting up there because I'm really expecting that to develop into a stem really quickly there. So got those 3 planted, and there you have it. I have no more seeds left in this paper towel. So that's it. That's all there is to it, guys. That was just the apple seeds. I'm going to go ahead and take the green pear. I believe they were called Antioch pears. I think I still got that wrong. I forgot to go back and label what was on the package there. Now, these ones weren't very developed seeds. As you can see, there's a lot of seeds that are just really skinny. I didn't have high hopes for these seeds getting them out, but you can see here that one of them did sprout. Nice little root on that one. It's long enough that I can get it in the dirt, so I'm going to go ahead and transplant that one. I don't see any development on the other 2, so I don't think I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to put those back under the sink. Usually this project I usually say about anywhere from 7 to 14 days I've experienced to really get a lot of these to develop. And I think that these pink lady apples were already starting to develop in the fruit itself. I think this red pear I just kind of got lucky with. So I'm going to get that one going, put it in the far corner opposite of these other ones, and hoping to transplant those soon into pots just like this 6-inch or a 4-inch or something of that nature to get them going. And then I'm going to continue to pot transplant them probably this first season, and I'll take you guys along as I do each of those. I'm not ready to go straight into the ground with these yet. I really want to develop a good strong tree with a nice root system that I can bring indoors over the winter and keep them surviving, and then eventually harden them off into the summer and get them planted in the backyard. So I expect a couple of years before I get to that point. Maybe next year. We'll see how the growth goes over the winter. But that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit more soil, dry soil on top of these. I'm going to take my water bottle, just mist a quick layer. You guys don't have to stick around for that. But that's all I'm going to do to finish off this project. Thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you guys are all staying safe with all the happenings with the viruses out there and things like that. Keeping your family healthy, and gardening is a great way to continue those resources in the future. So subscribe, like this video, and share it out to your friends. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.